incredible technology.
Okay, so hey, thanks for the intro, Cindy and Jens. We're just getting started. Appreciate everybody's prayers. Again, I put everything into the great thing about being on our team is Cindy and Jens are the best. I call them serial entrepreneurs, but some of the best business people I ever met in my life, and they're my relatives. And you get to be part of this. Okay, so if you've never had your own business before, you're going to have the wisdom of people that love owning their own business, and it's turning, the economy is turning into wanting to own your own business, so you have the possibility to have freedom. Years and years, forever, you know, as I've been growing up, it's all about having a job and having, you know, you being, so Gina's all fired up because she's showing you all I put everything I had into being a world champion, and that's what we're doing here. So they see it clear. They can see it clear. They all want to go out there and do it now. They all want to make it happen. So they can.
Is probably my favorite.
You can see already was taped up. Look at him already being taped up there. So
this one's my favorite because it's a beautiful start. He gets up with the rope in his foot. It's amazing. Okay.
But the key is
show and tell.
Same with I was talking about Cindy and Jens is you're getting involved with people like look at Paul. He perfected his career in the military. Same with Linda. All of us are, you know, and every one of you are bringing something different to the table. I went on to be a world champion, put the same effort I did there as I'm doing here in the LifeWave opportunity, which, by the way, is the simplest thing you're ever going to do if you really dig deep and understand what we got our hands on and relax, have fun, say, I'm going to enjoy the journey instead of pressuring yourself. But there's not a person out there that doesn't need this technology. I'll explain why I see it and the genius behind it and what we got our hands on. And there's not a person out there that couldn't use another stream of income that multiplies itself to the point where you don't have to, you basically can walk away. Now, we're the kind of people we want to stay engaged and help and everything. But hey, sometimes you got to have a surgery and you can't show up at work. How about if your income keeps coming?
Guys, listen.
Well, you're having surgery.
This neck device, it's very hard to kiss.
Yeah.
With this neck device.
Yeah. And the doc's like telling me I got to wear it all the time, 24/7. Even when I take this one off, I got to shower one. I mean, this is crazy, but he's intense. I think he knows who I'm all about. Like I always keep thinking, I'm going to rip this off and get up on the mountain.
You're not.
But anyways.
You're not. I actually told him, I said, the reason why he gave you 2 collars, one for the shower and one for all day and sleeping, is because he knows you put 200% into everything you do. That's why you got those 2 collars.
Yeah. And you know what, you could see we're having fun. You know, like you're like coming on here thinking, oh, we're going to get so serious about everything and how it works. I mean, if you're that kind of person, not many people want to follow you. You understand? We're going to have fun and we're going to be knowledgeable, but we're going to make sense. Okay. So I'm going to just give you a little heads up what I see in the business with the technology real quick, because I think this is all I've been saying to my friends, and I can't get anyone to say no, and I encourage you to say the same thing. So I never had no presentation. I didn't have nothing when I call them up on the phone or I meet them, but I mostly call my friends because they're in my phone. Okay, that's what I've been doing. If I didn't have their number, okay, those of you that are new or you've been in the business for a while, I have emails, but I don't have their cell phone. So in the nighttime, when I couldn't call anymore, I sent an email out. And I say, hey, Paul, I don't know your number. I'm on to something big. Here's my cell. Call me when you can or give me your cell. I got to talk to you. Does that sound like something big? Okay. I go on Messenger. I don't like make posts on the Facebook or social media. I just message them because they're my friend and say, I don't have your number anymore, but we need to talk. I'm on to something big. Here's my cell. Okay. Just giving you some ideas. People in your cell phone know who you are. Now, don't get me wrong. I encourage you on a daily basis to say hi to people and meet people. That's not my personality. If anyone knows me, that's not what I like to do. Okay, we're gonna talk about the opportunity, but I just wanted to let you know how we talk to the people as I've been building the business. But when I talk to them in person, or when I first started calling 33 months ago, like Gina said, this is all I say, guys. We're on to something big. I come across this technology that can reactivate your own stem cells. Now, we come across this gentleman that is a genius. He just was awarded his 200th patent. When I started, it was 130, but just a couple weeks ago, I was with him when they awarded him his 200th patent. That's David Schmidt. Who do you know that's got 200 patents? Okay. Now, the genius behind this technology is what is setting it apart from any other product in our industry. So you might have heard a word of mouth business before, a home-based business, okay? There's been many of them in our lifetime, but this product sets everyone apart because David Schmidt, this has been his life calling. Paul, his life calling was to do his career. My life calling was to be a world champion. People's got all different life callings. This is his life calling. When it's your life calling, here's how most of these businesses start. Jens and I decide we want to make money. We hear there's money in this. We go find a product. We find a supplement company. We create a product, or they tell us what's the hottest thing. We put our own name on it. We find a doctor to promote it. It might be good, but it's not your life calling so superior above anybody else. I mean, the doctors are telling us. Cindy's been is a former nurse, or she's still an active nurse. I don't know, but she's a nurse by trade. Okay, listen, you can't fool a nurse. Okay, you got these doctors that are on our This Is It info page. If you're brand new and you haven't gone there, you can. But the guy says, hey, I've been a doctor for 40 years. This is the biggest medical breakthrough I've ever seen in my medical career. Okay, I'm not a doctor, but I listen to doctors, okay? So if they're telling me this is the biggest breakthrough they've ever seen, and they didn't invent it, they just come across it, and they were skeptical at first, like you might be, I appreciate that, but this is that big. Now, here's the genius behind it. The light from your body mirrors off the patch, elevates your copper peptide, reactivates your very own stem cells. Who would ever think about the light from your body? You go to these, you go to all these, supplement stores, or even the local pharmacy, and you see all these supplements, but they're not saying the light from your body is going to do what needs to be done in your body. That is a miracle. Now, when I heard that your stem cells are going dormant, I knew. I just got done reading the book Life Force by Tony Robbins, and he said a whole chapter on stem cells, how important they are, and how this is the latest, greatest technology. As I started talking to people, I'm finding out that almost everybody knows stem cells are important. They don't really know how they work. They don't know none of that, but they know they need to be healthy, and they don't know that they make up every organ in your body, and they're going dormant every single day as you age. By the time you're 30, half your stem cells are active. By the time you're 60, you're lucky if 10% are active. So I only ask my friends, hey, Paul, did you know that your stem cells are going dormant? They make up every organ in your body. They need to stay active. Did you know it? No, I didn't know it. Neither did I. You need to get on this technology that I got. And because you didn't know it, I don't know it. They're building it as a business. This is the biggest opportunity I've ever seen in my life. Sign me up. That's all I've been doing. If they scratch their head and they say, hey, Paul, do you want your stem cells active or dormant? I'm not sure. Is Linda around? We need somebody with common sense we got to talk to quickly, right? And if she is scratching her head, then we leave. But of course they didn't. They get it right away. Common sense people get it. Another thing is we found out that this device balances your brain. So this is the reason why many people don't see it. Their brains are not balanced. Now we're having a little fun with you, but put the patch on. Maybe they come to their senses, have a little fun, but I've never seen a device that could change someone's mind or make them have a better attitude, because something's going on for them to be negative. So I'm just giving you an idea. This is all I've said. And then when I say there's an opportunity of a lifetime, you build it like a franchise, you duplicate yourself. Now, this is what I'm seeing myself that I've never seen in my life. When I'm calling my friends, I've never seen so many people say that they need a second stream of income, or they're looking, or they're praying. Now, some aren't honest, but they know they are. But if you really let them know that, hey, we were praying, we were searching, how about you? Then they start opening up and saying, hey, they were looking as well. So I've never seen anything like it that can allow you to duplicate yourself. Like, this is what you need. They never were taught that. I'm going to give you a quick word picture slide in a second, but this is all you have to say about the product. You don't have to get so deep if you're brand new now. Okay, if you're a guest of Paul and Linda tonight, they can go through a whole presentation and get you up to speed, or you can watch one of our presentation that we have every week, okay? Or you can download it yourself or watch a video. But I'm just giving you tonight a little heads up, because I don't want to go through this whole thing, and some of you've been in and you've already seen the presentation. I mean, the company's been around for 20 years. Nobody heard of Lifeway before we got started. It's been like the best kept 19-year-old secret when Cindy, Jens, Paul, and Linda, and Gina and I started, okay? Now it's the #1 momentum company, but the best thing is nobody knows about it. This is where business really thrives, When you know it's number one, but no one else knows about it. When you start something like Microsoft or something and you say, hey, this is going to be big, but nobody believes you at first and nobody invests, that's one thing. But now everybody knows this is the number one company in our industry and nobody still knows about it. I'll give you a little way how you can figure this out. They might still be open tonight. I know it's 7 o'clock where you're at, but they stay open till at least 10 o'clock. I know, because I've had to run to the store for a few things, but your grocery store. We wear these patches right behind our neck. Now, I can't do that right now with this neck brace, but I'm wearing it below the belly button right now when I wear it, but you can wear it right behind the neck, right over the collar. I always wear it so Lynn can see it. If I'm going around the store, she might be able to see it, okay? Why do we do this? Because then we can point to everybody what it is. It's non-threatening. I say to Paul, hey, I'm onto something big. What is it? Look at behind my neck. This is a patch. It reactivates your own stem cells. Now I'm onto the conversation. Look at your grocery store. If nobody is wearing a patch behind their neck in the entire store, your city is wide open, wherever you live. And believe me, we're in Park City. We're 20 minutes from the Utah LifeWave office, and we just bought this place, and nobody's ever heard of LifeWave. So can you imagine the own town that they live? No one's heard of it. I know they don't know about it in your town. So anyways, that's a little bit of idea. I think this was a good little conversation for you to see a little bit about what we say, how quick we say it. You see how we're not dragging this out, okay? Now, I want to give you a little heads up behind the stem cell strategy. The biggest reason why the company was doing 20 million up until we got started, okay, was because most of the people that are in the business for almost 18 years only talk about the science of the technology. Somebody asked me this the other day. I said, why was it so long? And I wanted to get this so everyone knows. Because David is a scientist, which I love this fact that he wasn't a network marketer or a home-based business entrepreneur. He was focused on coming up with the best technology for our health. So he attracted scientists and doctors, but they weren't real savvy on how to build a business like my brother-in-law Jens. So they only put patches on the patients and they never told anyone there's money in it. So nobody really knew. So just before the end of the pandemic, this is when the X39 got patented. Yeah. And stem cells, because of Tony Robbins, like I said, his book and the word getting out is the hottest topic on the street. So if you're like me and you're not comfortable talking to somebody, just say the word stem cells and they say, tell me a little more. This is the easiest thing I've ever started a conversation. It's not my gift to say hello and start talking to people. You know, Gina can go to the grocery store, meet 10 people in a day, you know, in an hour or 30 minutes. It could be less than that. Okay. I'll go to the same grocery store. I don't see nobody because that's not my gift to go around and say to the baby, oh, this is a cute little baby outfit. Hey, ma'am, I love your shoes. Guys just don't go around saying, hey, Paul, I like your shoes. That's weird, right? So anyways, but, you know, so you start to say hi, but I can easily bump into him and say, hey, Paul, hey, sounds like you're very successful in your career. I'm onto something big. I don't know if your answer might be a shot in the dark, but you know anything about stem cells? They need to be healthy. Yeah, they make up every organ in your body. I didn't know this, but they're going dormant. I got a device that we're promoting with a scientist that has got over 200 patents. Nobody knows about it. It's a business opportunity because nobody knows their stem cells are going dormant and this reactivates them. And I'm looking them in the eye. Do you want your stem cells active? Do you want to make some money? That's the key to the whole thing is, do they want something more? That's right. And if they're scratching their head, then you talk to the next one. But that's how we start the conversation. I think this is important because whether you've been in or whether you want to be or you're just getting started, I've said the same thing for 32 months and I still keep sponsoring people. So it works. I never changed my tune. My kids said, Dad, whenever we go with you, you sound like a broken record. Yeah, because I say the same thing. It works. So now you use your own personality, but I'm not looking to take advantage of somebody. They see my heart. I'm not looking to, I'm not like blowing up on them and I'm only finding out as soon as I can. I have to admit, I'm a person that I don't take forever and start chit-chatting with somebody forever. I want to meet them. I want to get to know them and I'd like to help them in any way I can. But if they don't want to be helped, I got to move on to Lynn and help her, you know what I mean? Or Nancy, somebody. So that's just a little bit of caveat of how we say it, what we say. And because I get to the opportunity part of it, nobody ever asks me about diseases. They never do. Because I basically explain, hey, Nancy, you ever hear of an older person fall and they break their hip and they might never recover, or they're slow to recover. Why? Because their stem cells are dormant. They need to be active. You see, like everything has to do with the stem cell story. And I never have to go down this route of having a disease, which is so much fun and there's no pressure. So just to give you a little heads up. Now, again, I have these techniques and I have this strategy on our website, but I wanted to give you a heads up on that. Now, real quick about the duplication effect. I'm going to pull this thing up. Now you can see I can skip a ton of slides all the way down here. We're just going to go right to here. I just want to show you this one thing right here. This is after 1 year of us being involved in the business, just me and Gina starting, and I want to tell you how we started. Cindy and Jens know us, okay? Okay, we've only signed up in 2 companies in our life in 37 years. So when you see us with something, we are as loyal as you possibly can be, as long as they have this. I mean, 37 years, we found 2 companies, okay? Yeah. So one was sold after we helped a bunch of people win and succeed, and it was a Me Too product. So I want to go back to you. If you've ever heard of anyone in this business, where that's a home based business, and they didn't succeed, they didn't have a product that's superior, patented, and no one else has an exclusive, and it had to work. Yeah. Of course, it has to work. The testimonies that we have here will bring you to tears. Okay, the testimonies are so good that Linda will agree with me on this, that you want to only talk about the product because they're that good. Be careful, because people are praying for opportunity, and you got to make sure you give them the whole package and let them decide. That's true. Okay. But let me just give you a word picture of what people need. So there's 2 things that I believe that you need to talk about to people. And this is it. One, I already talked about. You're like at a stem cell awareness mission. Okay. No one knows that they're going dormant. Okay. Second of all, the great thing about it, this product too, is that even if you ever, normally in this business, you're selling shampoo or supplements or skincare. And I just can't see me and my brother-in-law, Jens. This is what I was in when the company got sold. I was in skincare, and I just couldn't talk to Jens about skincare. I mean, we know we need it, but we just never use it. Right. So anyways, it's not something you can feel proud of.
I thought you didn't like to talk about diet shakes.
Oh, diet. The next thing, you're like, how do you talk to a lady? Say, ma'am, it looks like I got this diet. Like you get hit over the head with a purse. I mean, all these products that they have are so different. That's what they had. Listen, I call a friend. He says, I just sold my company for $60 million. Did you know that, Steve? After I told him about the stem cells and everything, he said, Steve, I said, Jason, maybe you don't want to make money with me and my friends, but you cannot afford to be walking around your town with $60 million in your pocket with dead, dormant stem cells. Oh my gosh, you're right. Sign me up on the biggest pack. Like, you can feel proud and confident you're onto something, and you're not like, hey, I got this shampoo, Mike. I see Mike's on here. You know, I got some shampoo for you. It's like, who cares? Okay. It's not life-changing. You know what I mean? Right. Okay. Now, the second thing you have to teach people is, wouldn't you agree that your friends, your relatives, the people, now, if they want to be honest with, they can. Gina's relatives are all open-minded and they're rocking and building it. Mine don't want to hear from me. So everybody's got something different. Okay. But whoever wants to hear from you is who you're talking to. Now, listen, what they're praying for is they can't keep up with the cost of living. I mean, recently, I heard the price of eggs have gone down a bit, but for a while there, every time you ate an egg, it was $1 an egg. All right. So you understand, kids, please eat all your eggs. All right. No one's going to throw their eggs away because it costs so much. It's different nowadays. The cost of living has gone so high that we don't even know how high it could go up. Cost of a truck, cost of a car, your raises aren't keeping up. So over years and years, most people never looked at another way to make money because their boss kept up sort of with the cost of living. But now they can't, and they can't even lie about it. They have to learn this concept of duplication. So Mike, this is everybody that was that came to a meeting within 1 year of us starting, and we were down on our luck praying for over a year for a product, for a company, for God's favor, for a owner that really cared about the people. So we find it and we start making calls. But we were going to go into real estate. Praise God, I didn't go into real estate. It tanked after we signed up in LifeWave, and I don't think I would have passed the test. Now, if I have the X39 now, maybe I could pass them, but I don't think I could have passed them. Serious. I don't know what I was even thinking. But anyways, you got to be an investor realtor, because then you don't have to take the test. You're just investing, like Jens knows. So anyway, but he would have passed the test, not me. Think about this. The key to generating the income that you need today is duplicating your efforts. So everyone here is learning at Tampa at River Church. This is the only place we could find to get together in August in the middle of the summer. People were sweating. We did it all weekend during the day and the evening. Pastor Rodney said they had these chillers. I thought they were really cool. It's kind of like a guy blowing through a straw. There was no cold air coming out of him. I'm just telling you, the people were on fire, but nobody left. Look at this. Nobody left.
It was true.
I just want you to get this. You have to teach. You got to teach your friends what I'm teaching you right now. These people are learning like their own franchise how to build their LifeWave business. Instead of promoting burgers or sub sandwiches, we're promoting stem cell reactivation patches. Everyone needs them. Nobody knows about them. You don't need an inventory. You don't need a store. You don't need employees. It is the less hassle of a business you ever had. The hardest part is you didn't spend $250,000 like you would in a franchise and give it everything you got. Eat, sleep, and drink it. You only spent at the most $1,750, $535. You can upgrade to $750. Even the convention we have is cheap. There's not a lot of money invested, so you don't take it serious. I pray tonight, after what you're hearing from us, that you take this serious.
Yeah.
I mean, I just had major surgery 2 weeks ago. I've been wearing this patch, and I feel incredible right now talking to you. You can tell I would stop talking. I would give it to Gina. But I just don't want anyone.
I think you just didn't talk much. You saved all your words.
I've been waiting for the Zoom. But anyways, can you see what's going on? Is they're duplicating their efforts. Now, let me give you the end result. So me and Gina, we start ourselves. So you might be a guest tonight. You're going to start by yourself making a phone call. But if you call the same way I did, someone said to me, I've already heard of LifeWave. I said, you didn't hear it from me, Mike. That's how I said it. And all of a sudden, they're like, wait a minute, tell me a little more. One other person signed up. They didn't want to do it, but because I got the biggest patch, I speedied over to their house with their 6 sleeves and I loaned them to them. I told them to patch all their loved ones. The next day, their friends got a testimony to them, about 12 of them, that they were mad at me, especially the husband. The wife had told them that we'd be stupid not to do this with Steve and Gina. They upgraded to the biggest package, and now they're at the highest rank. They even had to make a new level for them because they went so fast. Okay? But what if I wouldn't have drove over? Like, Mike, imagine if you sign up and you're kind of thinking about it and you're wondering, is Steve really serious? But all of a sudden I'm in your driveway with your package saying, here, start patching. You got to say a whole different attitude than if I say, wait till you get these in a week or you've got them tonight. You're like saying to yourself, when I go home, you're saying, Steve is a lot more serious about this than I thought. I want you to just see, like, this isn't just me going through the motions. I'm telling you what to do. Okay. And it's not that hard. I mean, you don't have any inventory, nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
You got your sleeves. You're loaning them to Mike. He's going to give them back to me. But he sees how serious I am. People that were out of town, I FedExed them. They did the same thing. They upgraded the next day because they patched their friends. Oh, my gosh. A doctor said to me, Steve, we tried LifeWave. I've been around for 20 years, mostly with doctors, so I'm not surprised that a doctor friend of mine, Cindy knows my friend. He's very well known to the family. And he said to me, as almost like a best friend, we've already tried this with my doctor friends and it doesn't work. And I said, Doc, we've prayed for this and it's going to work. Watch us. And now he's out wanting to make it happen with us again because he sees what's going on. But people are hoping and praying that it'll work for you. But I just want you to have it that, you might have some people that confront you, but you just got to throw it back at them to see if they're weak or not. It doesn't matter. If they don't want to do it, there's nothing you can do. But if they want it to work, they will step up and make it happen. But now watch the end result. We can't stop these people. Like, I don't even know how many on here tonight, but all of you that are on, all these people that are in this room, we can't stop them from patching and running for their dreams. Okay. I don't know if okay. If you are looking to make an extra 100 a week, we can help you make 100 a week. If you're looking to make an extra 500 a week, we can help you make 500 a week, 1,000 a week, whatever it is. All we're doing is we're building 2 legs. So you build a right team and a left team, and the volume from the sleeves. What I love about this is, like, let's just say there's 10 guests on here tonight. If you're a guest, that means whoever invited you probably has another guest on, or they talked to somebody earlier today, because we're in the zone. Anyone that's got a guest on, they're in the zone with me because we just keep talking to people like Cindy and Jens and Linda.
Yeah.
And who else? Let me have the leaders. I want to go through the leaders. Okay. By the way, when you go right and left, two people right and left, which it's very simple. I mean, you talk to your mom, your brother, your cousin, your sister, and you sponsor them. If they don't, you talk to a couple more people. You just 4 people, you're called a manager. It's very simple. You can make up to $1,500 a week. And Carol just hit.
Carol Seller, congratulations.
Just hit manager. Okay. And then I see Dan Chase is already a new manager. Look at all the new managers. They're okay.
Yeah, these guys are crushing.
Let me just read this real quick because I want to congratulate all of you. I love, guys, we never congratulate people after we have a job. Really, when you think about it, it's like your boss tells you everything you do wrong. Okay. Okay.
Congratulations, you were late today.
I'm going to go down the list. Slow down. Okay. So we've got Courtney and John just hit new manager.
Yeah.
Robin and Steve Butchman, Bashanen. They just hit new manager. We're going to get to know your names better because you're going to be coming on the free trips.
That's right. That's right.
That's what they do. You know that they just added a trip that they're going to be flying everyone out to Utah to the world headquarters at a certain rank. They haven't picked the rank. They're going to fly the SPDs out here in 3 weeks just to see the trip and how you're going to stay in Park City, which is the ambience of Utah. And then they drive you into the corporate headquarters, which is in Utah. And then you get to hang out in Park City. We're going to bring you to our house because we want to congratulate you, wave the checkered flag, tell you how proud we are, give you a little strategy and say, hey, get ready to rock and roll and change your life. So that's why we bought a house out here in Utah so we can be here as you hit. So if you hit manager, you can go all the way to the rank that they're going to hit. And then you're going to be so fired up, you're going all the way to the highest rank. So we've got Nico Ricor is a director. I'm sorry, that's a new director. Kathy Nation hit manager. We know Kathy.
Yes.
Candace Pence just hit manager.
Candace. Yes.
Okay. Janet Stefano just hit manager. Marilyn Ateno is a new manager.
Woo!
Dr. Dan Chase, we need your leadership. They need everybody. Doesn't matter what you are, but I like to hear a doctor. Paul and Linda Summersall are presidential, and they're heading for SPD and beyond. I could see them as elite very quickly. Hayden and Genevieve. Okay. Hey, brand new executive, the 3rd highest rank. I mean, guys, I'm not going to put them on here right now, but I just want to let you know that you want to be on a team where me and my wife are celebrating qualifying for a trip through the Caribbean, not the Caribbean. Where were we? Mediterranean. I'm sorry, the Mediterranean. Cindy and Jens were meeting us there, and they met us there. A bunch of other people, Paul, Linda, but we went there a little bit early just to kind of celebrate because we've been helping everybody and winning. All of a sudden, Linda and Paul say, hey, we've got this couple. They're fired up, Hayden and Genevieve. And you come on a Zoom. So in the middle of us hanging out at the pool at this hotel, we get our Zoom out like this, and we talk to Hayden and Genevieve, and now they're 3rd highest rank in the company, rocking it to the highest rank. You want to be on a team where you got people like Cindy and Jens, Paul and Linda, all these leaders that I'm reading to you, like, okay, because Hayden saw me do that on my vacation, guess what? He'll do the exact same thing. That's the kind of, you want to be an example of what you want to do to help other people win. Nobody's too good here to do something to help everybody win and succeed. But again, we all got to do it. I mean, I love the guts that my wife had. We were down on our luck. I'm just telling you honest the truth. 32 months ago, 33 months ago, praying. We didn't know about LifeWave. We find about LifeWave. We get to meet David Schmidt and ask him a couple questions. I had some things written down. And then Gina out of the blue says, can you keep up with us? Guys, we're down on our luck. We have we don't know anybody in town as far as we don't own a restaurant. We don't own a bank. We aren't realtor people. And she says, can you keep up? That's like saying to you, that's like saying to David Schmidt, the owner, get ready. We're going to blow this thing up. I hope you're ready. She just said that. All right. So I hope you have an attitude that you're going to go make this thing happen and run like you've never seen, because the income that our friends are making is off the chart. Okay. Now it's hard for me to say it because a lot of people say, well, Steve, you talk about too big of money all the time. Let me just finish this couple things. Jan Newman is a new director, and Gina Lay. Congratulations.
Yoo-hoo!
I think I went through the whole list, but some of you I know, some of you don't, but we're going to get to know you because just like I got to know Hayden and Genevieve, we're going to get to know you. And all of our stories are incredible. I mean, the stories I heard from Genevieve's friend when we were on a free trip to Punta Mita, and her life was changed just coming to one of our events. So this is going to be incredible what you're going to see. But guys, don't get hung up when people talk about the big money. I come from Wisconsin. It's the most frugal place in the world. People are so complacent. I got 32 cousins and none of them have a passport. Okay. Gina's and my passports. We're on our fifth one because we've been around the world so many times. Right. But so that's my background. But I drove a Datsun B210 primer gray and black because I totaled my dad's car and he let me keep it, and we primered it up and bondoed it, Paul. So the lights were up and down, but I was happy. You got to be happy wherever you're at. You know, like when I was with our family van when we first started, I was happy. So when you get a nice car, if you're not happy with what you got, you're probably not going to draw people into this business. So it doesn't matter. I can sponsor more people with the family van. The problem was I promised her a sports car. And once we had 1 kid, 2 kid, 3 kid, 4 kids, I said, gosh, if we just put a racing stripe on that family van, it looks pretty sporty, but it didn't fool her. All right. So anyways, you'll be able to right team and a left team. So what I want to get you to know is that because if there's 10 guests on here tonight or more, everybody's going underneath everybody. Nobody knows the people you're going under. You need to tell your friends that. So when you call them and you say, hey, do you want to get started? Let's get you started. I don't ever say, do you? I'm sorry about that. Let's get you started. And I'm going to say, hey, because this works, that I'm talking to some other people and they are excited about this, let's get you in before they do, because you get paid up to $25,000 a week for the people that you don't know. And now that we have multiple people, multiple people making $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $25,000 and far beyond in our business, this is a huge game changer. Like when we started, nobody knew that LifeWave was going to be the number one business in this industry, but now they do. So I know Cindy and Jen, since you wanted me to teach a bit, but I kind of told you a little bit about how I prospect. That's kind of the most important thing to even know anything. And sometimes you might hear somebody different say something that you heard somebody else say, but all of our training is on our sites. So again, everybody goes underneath everybody. There's no genealogy cap, meaning that there's not a generational cap. It's when you hit the 25,000 a week, that's when they cap your pay. But nobody seems to have a problem with that since I started in 32 months. Then there's the matching bonus that gives you more money for the people that you bring into the business. Okay. So it's exciting all the way around on what goes on. I'm not going to, if you don't get excited about over $1 million, you're not going to get excited about this. Gina talked to you about the order form and getting in. Again, I just want to highlight the premium package one more time. Go back to what I was telling you, Mike. When I signed up, I got the biggest package because I know that if you're all in, you got a different attitude than if you're half in. So now if you can't afford the $1,750, okay, no problem. But you should say to yourself, aren't you mad that you don't have $2,000 at this point in your life? That should make you really mad. So I gave him my credit card, prayed it went through. I'm a little bit of a, Jens knows me, a risk taker. I'll go for it. I'm going all in, right? Then when it went through, now I got to make it happen. But now that I've got product, when somebody signed up and they weren't quite thinking they were going to do it, when they saw that I'm loaning in their sleeves till they get theirs, oh my gosh, their eyeballs were bigger. And I have had incredible success. I do that to this day. Okay. So that's the main reason I like the biggest package. And you must be on subscription because that's how you keep your points of the people that are getting put underneath you. Otherwise you lose them in 30 days. And you can only make $100 a week on one sleeve, but why would you want a technology that's reactivating your own stem cells? And the testimonies will make you cry. I will tell you that. If you go on to This Is It Info, the next site that I got here, okay, you will see there's a tab that says testimonies. There's hundreds of them on there. And these are not testimonies like Paul or me made like some infomercials. You know what I mean? Like you could tell an infomercial testimony. Paul will agree. This is like Betty Sue, your Aunt Carla, Uncle Bob. This is like real people that just blurt out. Some of the stuff is kind of embarrassing to even hear. Let them hear. They're draining this. We got this. I mean, it's hard to hear about it, but it's telling you that it works. Okay. Sorry to be a little funny tonight, but I'm just like, maybe it's the surgery or the, believe me, I don't have any, I'm already off the pain medicines because I got the X39. So don't think that's me. I'm just being real. But these two websites is what you get. The left website is for your prospects, and you got to tell them how to listen to it.
Right.
You got to listen to this, watch your first 3 videos, and then you send them the order form or your link. So we already told them that there's big money in it. And if I'm talking to Paul, he already said, I want to make money. And I'm saying, Paul, get the premium. If you can't possibly afford to get the advance, we can upgrade you, but get yourself a spot. I'm going to send you, this is it, info and the order form in the same thing. It's kind of like if Cindy leaves her house, she's not just going to leave with the X39, she's going to leave with the order form. You know what I mean? Because you're not being productive. You don't want to just keep sending out the information on the product without having to sign up. You can't sign up from this is it info. So you need to, kind of when I said earlier that this is the simplest thing you'll ever learn. And it's exciting. It's fun. You can work as a team and you can make a lot of money. I mean, Jens will tell you, I'm going to let him wrap it up, say how much he believes compared to anything else, risk to reward, investment that you're putting in, how much you could make. It's really, it's hard to believe, but you got to believe it. Okay, now, but you got to know what you just got to know the right way to move through the process. Okay, you got to know who you're looking for. People that are not afraid to do something with their life. If you're only looking for easy people or needy people, you got to work your personality and your character and your confidence has got to raise up a bit. That's why we have a training every Saturday and we have a book of the month to get your confidence built up. So we'll help you with that.
Right.
Like Mike, I learned from our system how to start talking to people. So I'm not saying that I was perfect at it, but I've got good at it.
Yeah.
And I got really good at signing out, hey, I'm onto something big. And if the guy says that's good for you, I know I am done. I'm on to the next one. Like I don't ever waste my time with somebody that's not wanting to have something more for themselves.
Right.
If he leans forward and says, hey, tell me more. Now I found somebody. I'm not saying they're going to do it, but at least they're listening. So we use the info site with the order form or the link so you can get going. And then if you can't sleep tonight, you go to This Is It Team and you start watching the 10 steps to success. Watch the 2020 vision that Lifeway never had. No one ever brought this to the table in 20 years till we did. And we're teaching everyone how to win and succeed in the business that David meant to have. But because he's a scientist, he kind of attracted mostly scientists and doctors that really weren't promoting it as a business. But now the word's getting out. So you got a good window, 2 to 5 years before anyone's going to still know about it. And you can run and build this thing in a big way. So Gina, you want to talk a little bit about that before we wrap it up?
Absolutely. So, hey guys, we're just here giving you hope. For those of you who are new, it is absolutely the most amazing business we have ever seen. The technology, it works on anything. You just have to wear it persistently and consistently. And I tell you, just the key thing is just get yourself enrolled. Don't try the patches. I didn't get a testimony for 6 weeks. Steve got one in 1 week, but I just kept wearing them every day. And now I have like a whole of testimonies. The longer you wear the patch, the more testimonies you get. And the great thing is the more people that you share about the X39, the more money that you make. So it's a win-win either way, guys.
Guys, we don't leave anyone left behind. We have a schedule. So every Saturday we have a free training. Almost all the meetings we normally do are on
Terry
Zoom.
Beatley did amazing this past
She's
weekend.
never done a network before. And she explained, so you could go to Saturday and watch the replay. Terry Beatley, they had to make extra ranks for our team since we came in. Now, some other people caught up because, when you got the minutia going on,
right,
everybody starts winning, but there's an elite status and she's already at the elite status. My friend Mike and Sy are elite. People are moving to the elite very quickly, but she explained how she never had network marketing experience, just realistically. And I love how she kind of explains, I was thinking this, but this is what I really need to do. And I got it once I got it. That's kind of what I'm trying to get you to get. But then we have a big convention coming up. We only do one a year that's in person. And it's in August 8th through the 10th in Orlando. We don't have anyone that hit the SPD rank that multiplied it or is winning consistently that didn't come to one of our events. We've only got 2. Since we started. This will be our 3rd one. Now, it's very affordable. Okay. I forgot exactly the price, but you could easily afford to come to this. Jens will tell you that he's gone to many conferences and this is the cheapest you're ever going to go. And you'll know exactly what to do and how do we cram it all in one weekend. David Schmidt will be speaking. Merritt-Brynteson, the president, will be speaking. Many other surprise speakers are going to be speaking. But I want to give you one last thing before I turn it over to wrapping it up. This is in this business, very similar to franchising. So if I can compare it to a franchise, when you buy a franchise and they say it's $250,000 to buy it, you have to buy it. When they say that, hey, you have to get on subscription like we do, they would say you got to get on subscription for the pickles, the mustard, the ketchup, the rolls. Like think about it, the sub store. You can't go buy someone else. You can't go to Costco and buy the bread. You have to buy the bread that they make you buy. So just because we're saying, hey, you got to get 2-sleeve subscription, that's how this franchise works. But it's your own product, her sleeve and my sleeve, and we're in. That's our only overhead. So get the simplicity here.
Yeah.
We have a multi-million-dollar business. We had no money making when we got on our first 2 sleeves. Now we have a multi-million-dollar business, and we still only have a 2-sleeve overhead. So think of that.
It's pretty
Another
amazing.
thing. So we're just telling you, like I said, get the biggest package. In a franchise, they'd make you get it. Here, I'm just saying, I don't have a highest rank that did it without the biggest package. Nobody ever did it unless they came to our event. So plan on coming August 8th through the 10th, okay? If your uncle said, you make it to Orlando to the next level convention, I've got $1 million that I'm going to be donating to you, but you got to get to Orlando. I don't care what you have scheduled, you'll make it to Orlando. So you know you could get there. It's an attitude. Do you think all the other people that are going to be there didn't have something they could do?
Yeah.
No, they made it a priority because their family meant more to them and their health. So don't take it lightly what I'm saying. Again, this is coming from a guy that never went to school. I negotiated my way out. That's how I became a world champion. But when you get around people like my brother-in-law, Jens, like my sister-in-law, like Paul, like Linda, like all these leaders that I just named, Lynn and Guy, all right? Amazing couple.
Amazing.
All right. So when you, Millette, all right, when you get around my friends like this, who I just hung out with Lynn not long ago at the Las Vegas airport, okay, you start becoming a better person, you get more confident, you start learning how to be more of an entrepreneur. I do have this thing that I say, hey, get to manager as fast as you can. Your team is watching. If you're brand new, put 2 right, 2 left as fast as you can, because now you did it. You can make up to $1,500 a week, and now you're going to help somebody else go manager. So stick with the leaders that we listed their names and take this serious. Don't take it. Don't push it off. Make it a priority, but we know you're busy. The busier you are, the more successful you will be because you're relatable. Think about it. If you're sitting on the couch and you talk to me and I'm busy, I'm like, man, you could do this. You sit on the couch all day. But if I'm busy and I'm talking to you and you're like, oh my gosh, you're that busy and you're making this happen. Yeah, because it's worth it. So the busier you are, the more successful you can be because you relate to so many more people. So I hope I did great. Throw it back at Cindy and Jen.
Amazing.
See if there's anything else I might have. Maybe there's something you want to ask us, but I want to make sure that you guys are on it. We're going to pin.
Yeah.
All right.
Stop the share.
Awesome. Awesome. So I do want to ask you a question, and then we want to do a little bit more recognition. And I think Jens wants to kind of put the icing on the cake of what you said about the business, Steve. But Steve, in the last 33 months, how many families have you helped earn over 7 figures? Because I think this is very powerful for
Over 100.
point. Does it really work?
It was 200. It was 172 when we first started from our past 37 years, and in 32 months it's 274, so like 102.
That's awesome. And
That's not counting all the people that are making, that's $1 million. That's $1 million a year. I don't know if that was the question, but they've made $1 million, at least $1 million.
Yes.
So that's not counting people that are making 1,000 a week, 5,000 a week, 10,000 a week. Think about how that would change anybody's life on what they could do. Jens can back me up on how much money you got to have in the bank to make 10,000 a week in an investment. Think about it.
A lot.
You'd have to tone it down.
We have to pay them to keep our money today. Don't forget that. They don't work anymore, right? It's just amazing because, I mean, it could be people like us that, we didn't have a whole lot of background in this before one other opportunity, and we just followed their lead. And so that's why we know today, after 37 years of experience of what they've done and the families they brought with them and the blessings they've been, it's powerful. This system and this teamwork is powerful. There is no other teamwork in this company like This Is It team. And that's why we would have waited an hour on Gene and Steve Merritt tonight, because they are our heroes. They are the ones that have the
Cindy,
heart that are
I
going.
just want to interrupt you, but I want to tell you this one thing. This is really, it blows me away. The company been around for 20 years. Okay, yes, Gene and I, we started from zero, we didn't even know how the comp plan worked. We just started making phone calls. When we called Jens and Cindy, we didn't tell them how to build it.
No.
We didn't know how to even, we were just saying, are you open? Are you looking?
Yeah.
Okay. So not only are we the top couple, but out of the top 20 income earners in Lifeway, 15 are on our team. And if you went down to the 100,000, they're rocketing like Paul and Linda. I can see Hayden. He's like, I can see his footsteps running and crack, about ready to pass me. So like, that's what's exciting is it's not just, it's one thing if you're in business and you're the only person succeeding. I love this, that everyone that's on here tonight can win.
That's good.
We gave everyone a 20-year head start. So if we only got a 30-month head start or 32 months, think about how quickly everybody can jump on board here when no one knows about Lifeway or the X39.
That's right. That's right. And that was part of what I was going to lead to, is like, we didn't know what we were doing. Thank you for capping on that, Steve, because we didn't. And now after, hitting certain ranks, we were able to create the system, right? This Is It team got the system in place, and now all they have to do is plug in and duplicate. And I know there are so many new people on here tonight, and we cannot wait to meet you. You might be feeling like you drank out of a fire hydrant. It's okay. We felt the same way when we first got in, because we were like, oh my gosh, I get it. Because you start seeing, what can happen with this opportunity. And I want to give a shout out for Gwen, because I know she's got like 5 people on here tonight. She is so on fire right now. Lynn Millette, Guy, Patty Neely. Oh my goodness. Lila. Oh wow. Lila she is like running all over the place and dragging team with her, and Courtney and John and Joe. I mean, it's just been phenomenal. And I'm so proud of all of them. They're on tonight. We have people in Mexico. We have teamwork in Canada. We've got Jiva in Canada. We've got Jen Johnson in Canada. We've got so many, all around the world. And we are building the most beautiful relationships. And it's almost like our family just exploded. And every time we say we go from event to trip to free trip to event. And that's what it's like. We just want to gather more in and bring them with us. And so tonight, when you're on here, don't lay your head down on the bed before you get your enrollment form filled out. There's a 30-day money back guarantee, but take that out of your head, because this product works. We would not be here if it didn't work. It works. And we're telling you, it can work for anyone. And I'm just going down the line. Dr. Dan, and James, I mean, my goodness here. And Dr. Sue, I mean, I could just go on and on and on. Hava, hello there. I'm so proud of you. And James, and there we go. Janet, and breaking a manager this week. And Jiva, tearing up Canada. Gina Siebert, oh my gosh, look at them. John and Maria Lusk, John Douglas out of Canada. Come on, this is good stuff, you all. Kim Snedeker. I mean, I'm not even calling all your names. Kristen, this gal came on board, and she's what did you call her? She used to be a stunt man at Universal Studios. Who? And she's like, I've got this. Stunt woman, sorry. Her husband was a stuntman. She's tearing it up right now. And you know what it is? People know, like, being a stunt person, being a world champion, your body needs some help. Come on already. And all of our bank accounts need help. There's Texas, Laura and JJ. I mean, just look at this. I'm loving it. Linda in Oklahoma, and Ludmilla in Florida. It's just, gosh, Michelle, look at all this. Look at all this. Look at all these. You guys, you're blessing my heart tonight, because you are like our family. Scott and John, Diane and who did I say? Diane and Marv. I'm just so proud of you guys. Nico. So I just want to say thank you all for being on tonight and supporting. This has been an absolutely amazing time. And Steve, we're so blessed. And I just want you to like Is this the real deal or what, Dave?
It's
Come on, Jen.
I probably need about 30 minutes, but I'll try to
Yeah.
try to do it in a couple minutes. You know, guys, we've done a lot of businesses, and we've done, you name it, we've done it. Anything agriculture related, cattle, nursery. We've had Amazon businesses, we had real estate business, commercial fishing business, on and on.
He's saying we worked hard,
We
we
worked
won
hard,
some, we lost some.
lost some, we made money, we did well.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, this business, I don't.
Such a no-brainer.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much momentum in this business right now. I mean, that cost you, you know, in the real world, that costs you thousands, if not
Yes.
millions, to create that, and it's just flowing by you. Just jump in the river and go with it. I mean,
it's yours.
it's yours. I mean, it's
They can do it.
you can do it.
Yeah.
It's totally crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we've talked about, Steve and I talked about, you know, mobile home parks and all. You know, we're going to send Cindy and Gina out to collect the rent. We didn't want to do it,
Yeah.
you know.
And neither did any of
You're
you.
looking for anything.
You know, yeah, they're great. You know, I mean, the cash flow is pretty good in them, but you know, who wants
But
to
you
do
put
it?
Life in your hands.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. And I mean, you know, and it's like Steve just mentioned, franchises. You know, a cheap one's $250,000. McDonald's, they start at 7 figures. I mean, and you know, you can go be a doctor. And you know, we talk to doctors, they've been out of school 20 years and still paying off their college debt.
Which is sad.
Here, the most you can spend is $1,750. I mean, for crying out loud, it doesn't get, you know, for a chance of 7-figure income. And, you know, and
we're challenging you. Grab hold of this.
you heard Steve say, just in this business alone, we created 102 7-figure people. Well, you know what? You might be in you know, a professional somewhere, and you're trying to jack your way to the top so you can make those big dollars. And guess what? There's only room for a few people at the top. And, you know, and so it's.
So what we're saying is this is
Yeah.
a gift
Here,
in every one of our laps.
Anybody that wants it can go SPD. Every one of you on here tonight can go SPD.
And we see you as SPD.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're looking just from a little bit different vantage point than you, many of you that are newer tonight are sitting in, or maybe you've been around a while. We're telling you, you've got this. This is amazing. You have it. You have the system. You have the teamwork. Who in the world do you know that would have surgery 2 weeks ago, would be sitting here loving on you for 1 hour straight? There's no one. I'm telling you, there's no one. I've worked for a lot of big deal doctors, and I'm telling you, there's no one like this couple. And what's available for us is incredible. And we know that every single one of you are going to be at the top and be on the next trip. And it's going to take us making a commitment to have our booty in the seat at next level. It's going to take that, because this is such a, there's such a simple process here to really achieve, but there's things you have to do and not take for granted that you didn't spend. You know, most of us would have spent 100,000 plus to be in a business like Jen's is saying, but we didn't. So don't take this for granted. And I just want to say, we just pray the Lord's blessings over you tonight, Steve, over you and Gina, as you continue on in your healing process. But we know that you are full of fire, and we just know that, you know, everything that's coming towards you is good. And we just bless you, and we thank each one of you for being with us tonight. We know some had to jump off for their own team calls tonight, but thank you, and God bless every one of you. You are all amazing. And Gene and Steve, we love you.
We love you.
This is it.
All right, guys.
It is.